when you're getting married,
if you get married,
Christian,
you make vows,
right? You're dealing with somebody who has the authority to bind you as husband and wife, right? You're dealing with a preacher, you're dealing with whoever you have to bind that marriage. But for a secularist, that's just some random guy who went on the internet and got a certificate and says, okay, now I have the authority through the state to bind you as a person and a person.
Sure,
there's no,
are you
there's
still
no, like,
not making
authority
vows?
From,
like, I
But it's just
promise
not-
to take care of you in sickness and in
not the
health.
same
That's a
type of-
vow.
I would say
that's
it's
not
The
even
Christian
necessarily
vows are the
Not the
exact
same
same as a
thing, yeah.
secular vow.
No, they're not.
No.
Yes, they are.
Well, if
Well, how is a secular vow binding?
Through paper and
Yeah.
word.
So you can tailor the paper how you want, right?
You
Wait,
absolutely
but
can,
hold
but the baseline vow is the exact same as a Christian vow. Like, I promise to take care of you in sickness and in health. Is that not the
wait,
same?
the secular vow is more
No,
binding.
you can have a courthouse wedding with zero vows whatsoever. It's not a requirement for a secular marriage that you vow anything.
I'm sure
to
I know
anybody.
you can write your own whatever, but most of the time, have you ever been to a secular wedding where they're not like, I
Yeah.
promise to take care of you in sickness and health?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the same shit.
That's what I'm saying. They say the exact
So,
same stuff as a
wait.
Christian wedding would.
No.
But
they
you're saying
don't.
there is no
It
vow.
depends. It depends. The point here, though, is that they don't need to. There's nothing binding about it. There's a state contract. So if
It's also a
secularists
verbal
decided-
contract.
Hang on.
Wait,
If secularists decided to get married absent the state, two people got together and they're like, we're just now married because we've decided we are, and they're secularists, why is that not binding? That's as binding as a state marriage, which is as easy to break as a cell phone contract.
Yes. In Texas, common law marriage, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is say, I am married to you. You are married to me. You have to address that person as your husband, introduce him as your husband. There's no like ceremony. There's nothing. It's literally just like,
So
you're my
let's
husband
just
now.
let's
You're
let's
my
say
husband
let's
now.
say there is no vow. You're still putting all of like everything on the line. That's
What?
a vow in itself.
sure.
What?
Yeah.
But
What
that's
do you
the
mean,
point.
what?
Is like, why would he have to
That's
put
not a
everything
vow.
on? Why would
How's
he have
that
to
a
do that?
vow?
Why would he want to subject himself to
Because
that?
you're risking everything you have for that person. That's the
How?
same thing with a vow, through sickness and health. If she got sick, I could just leave her, but I'm not going to do that.
Then why? How are you risking everything if you can exit the contract?
Because you still lose half of everything.
No. There's an incentive, a monetary incentive for women, right? They generally gain in a divorce, not men, which gives them incentive to break this contract. They're not losing half of shit.
That's why a man needs to be prudent in his search for a wife. Like, prudent.
Or a man, a secularist. How could you convince a secularist man, instead of being prudent, to just say, well, I'm not going to get married by the state? That's the ultimate prudence.
Well, I
wouldn't it
guess
be?
in someone like Brian's mind, there's literally no point to even try to convince him because he doesn't even care or doesn't
there's no
believe in the
point
same
for a
values.
secularist to get married at all, right? What would be the point of a secularist getting married, a non-religious person? What would actually be the point and principle here for them?
the only
So I want to see your viewpoint as another Christian. What would you say?
To what?
This whole situation.
Your question?
Well, which
Well, I
question
can
are
move
you,
it.
are you asking
Could you
about? I
convince?
just wanna make
Do you
sure
have
that
an
I'm
argument to convince Brian
I don't
Yeah.
think
from
he
a
does.
secular standpoint?
Me and Andrew have tangled on this so many
You-
times, and I destroy
You
him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
you cannot make a compelling argument to a non-religious person in modernity who's a man to get married. You can't make a good argument for it. They take all the risk for no particularly good reason from their worldview.
Did
So
you hear
They
Vi's
have
argument?
nothing. They have nothing binding. There's nothing binding. The only reason that they would do it is essentially to simp for a woman. I don't know why else they would do it. Like, imagine, if you will, that you didn't believe in God. You're not a Christian, right? You think that all of that is nonsense. You're a secularist. You give me, real quick, sir, a compelling reason. You tell your friend a compelling reason why he should get married as two secularists, two non-religious people. What would be the reasoning you would give him?
to sponsor
Okay, one
the
visa.
perfect.
Hang on, let him answer. Let him answer.
Wife from Korea.
Wait, hold on. If I can just add really quick, I guess, I'm even of the opinion that even Christian men should take pause when it comes to marriage.
That's unbiblical. Except for the fact that
Well-
you need to be prudent in your search for a biblical wife. Yes.
No,
Not
but
unbiblical.
He said
but
take pause.
Take pause insofar as as a Christian man, I don't actually have any religious or theological objections to marriage. But here's, I think, one of the issues is that what a lot of people fail to realize, whether you're conservative, traditional, Christian, whatever, the state presides over your marriage, not the biblical values.
That is true.
So when the woman's unhappy, she's going to go to the state, not God. And then even
Well,
if
she
your
should be
wife,
going to
hold on.
God.
Yeah, but even if your wife is not inclined to screw you over in the divorce, maybe she's a good person, whatever, is the divorce attorney?
But that's why there's other things, like you need to know that the wife you're going to marry is going to seek help in friends first, biblical friends, and then counseling. Like you are willing to do counseling with your partner before you ever talk to a lawyer.
Yeah, you want
Manolo,
somebody
what do you do about
tough.
the fact that
You want somebody
have
tough.
thousands upon thousands of self-identified Christians, non-denominational, and others, not just non-denominational, but many self-identified Christians who, when they go through the divorce process, maybe 5-10 years down the road after marriage, right, the woman does default to lawyer and the state. People do change over time. It's almost impossible to determine what a person is going to do, even if you think you really know them. They change very quickly, and if they're in that predicament, you don't exactly know what's going to happen. So the idea that you can say to a secularist, especially a non-religious person like Brian, like, really, think about this. Give Brian, let's pretend, no, you have no religion whatsoever. You never found Jesus Christ, you never found any of this. Look at Brian, give him your most compelling reason why him as a man should get married, absent any of those justifications. Try. It's actually quite difficult. I actually want to see it.
So for me, I feel like if I was a secular person and if you were asking for me to produce with you and have kids with you, I'd be like, hell no, bro. You need to put a ring on my finger because that tells me that you are committed to me.
But I could just reverse this argument.
You could
and
all
say-
you wanted, but
and say,
he asked me for
"Whoa,
an argument on my side.
you wanna
That
have
was my
kids
argument.
with me, and you want to prove to me that you love me.
How
you're
do
not
I know
gonna-
that if
hold
I
on,
don't give you
hold on.
kids, you're not going to just
You're
leave
not-
me?
You're not going to open me up to this potential liability. And
You're
the woman
right,
could
but
say
like
the same thing
you are,
too.
your stance is just out of fear. Fear literally is like 85% of things that we fear about don't even happen.
No, it would be fear both ways. No,
But isn't the divorce rate like
because
80%?
the woman, hang on, it's fear both ways. Because the woman is saying, absent this commitment, I don't want to give you this out of fear that I might get screwed over. The guy
Well, no,
saying the
also-
But what
same
does fear
exact
stand
same
for?
argument
False
both
evidence
ways.
appearing
Hearing
real.
It's
That
a
was
valid
beautiful.
fear, though.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like
both
it.
are valid fears.
Wait, so okay, give me your thing again.
It was brilliant.
love it. Yes.
So she's Korean,
Well,
Large
BLM,
labia.
I just made
Guinness
up
World
a thing.
Record labia.
Everything on your checklist that
I
you
only date
can't
women
find
without these, so.
that you couldn't find here.
Okay.
And she's from, I don't know. I just
Honestly,
said
look, I'll
Korea.
actually say this: like,
Thailand.
the only scenario where I would actually consider marriage, I've never even said this before, but I'll actually make it tonight, is
Don't say it. Don't say it. You'll regret it. Whatever
Say
it is.
it.
Say it. Say
Wait.
it now.
Say it.
Don't
Say it.
wait,
Don't
Andrew.
say it,
It's
Brian.
already late. Just
It's
say
not about
it.
labia.
Yo, it's too late for this crap.
You're
You're either gonna say it or you're not.
Whatever you're about to say,
It's not about-
play games.
Saying it, I promise.
Wait, why?
Just don't do it.
Do
I
it.
don't know because
It's-
you will. Just don't say it. Whatever it is.
Wait, why?
Andrew, stop being
Wait,
such
why?
a pussy.
Oh,
Wait, why not do it?
Sorry.
Don't-
Excuse my
don't
language.
expose.
I don't know. Stop being such a bitch. But anyway, Brian,
Language.
I wouldn't say it. Whatever it is.
Oh, he's been cussing all night, bro.
Oh, you call me a pussy. I call you a bitch. You go. He doesn't match energy. What the fuck?
I
kind of
never
shit
said
Oh my
that.
God, guys!
I never
Language.
said that.
Language.
He just
Language.
said language.
Brian,
and
can
I
we
said, oh,
actually
he's
hear
been
your
cussing all
argument
night.
when
Language.
I get married? I would love to hear
Wait,
it.
Andrew, why? Just tell me why I can't say it. Is it why?
you have free speech.
Do I
Well,
lose my position?
Because you have the perfect secularist argument, which takes so many secularists off the board and it makes it so that we don't have to compete with these people in 100 fucking years, right? You have the perfect argument to sway them away, to stay the nihilist
Okay.
scumbags that they are, right? So that we never have to compete with them, and you're about to give them some reason, some validation to sway
Andrew.
you. Don't do it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
So you don't
do
want
it.
Brian to be right?
So mine is so good.
then. the perhaps the only scenario
Yeah.
I see myself getting married. This woman has to be fantastic to begin with. A bunch of cool stuff has
And
to be.
she needs you to cross
But-
the border.
But
She has an Audi. She has an Audi.
Green
What do you
card.
want?
so I feel
Get her that
okay.
green card.
I'll just say, it. Like, if she's a virgin, maybe I'll think about it.
You'll marry her.
Okay.
If she's a virgin, maybe.
Andrew's shaking his head
It
no.
has to be an X amount of years. You can't just divorce her as soon as she like lands because you know Homeland Security.
That's a good idea. I could get married, have sex, then divorce her.
Oh my
Then she'll be
goodness.
deported. No.
That's
Okay,
terrible.
well,
That's
your
hard.
situation is-
Traumatizing.
I'm joking.
How do we even
but
get
that is
onto
one
this topic, bro?
That is one scenario.
It's been like an
Get back to
hour on
notes.
one
Let's go to
topic.
notes.
Win for me.
Here,
was brilliant.
not a win for you.
Win
Not
for
a win
me.
for you.
Yeah.
Look, never sign a contract with someone who is rewarded for breaking it. Reality is, when women break this marriage contract, they're often rewarded.
Well, you can just break the
financially.
contract and deport her if
Oh,
she
yeah,
threatens
your
her.
scenario's
True.
ridiculous.
Threaten to
but-
send her back to her country.
Kamala's
The
administration.
scenario's ridiculous.
She'd get
Scenario's
to stay.
ridiculous. So, okay, here, we're going to move it on. I'm going to try to get through all